You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines and are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode contains spoilers for the Dead Sun's Adventure Path published by Paizo Incorporated. Gameplay segments may contain mature themes and adult language. In this episode, the party follows a Drift Rock investigation lead to the planet of Castrovel. So you guys can finish your shopping.
Yep.
36 hours pass. Your newly renovated Sunrise Maiden is in the docking bay. Isabel's beaming. It's like, it turned out better than I thought.
Roll a will save,
Which
not
I have
to
a
fall to your
really-
knees. Instead.
Which I have a really good imagination. I do outsource the aesthetics, but they went above and beyond. They like the chrome idea. They also like the light idea. So let's do a walkthrough.
All right, we'll do a walkthrough. Why do I feel like I'm on a reality TV show? Because I may be.
She spends about 45 minutes going over the 178 point checklist. She makes sure you have a copy. She wants to make sure that you are pleased with everything that's happened. Shows you astronavigational stuff. Everything checks out. Everything looks good. You want to double check her. And she says, and finally, AI now functions.
Awesome.
It won't respond to me because I'm not the captain, but I went through the diagnostics and whatnot. Should work.
Okay.
Sweet.
I will offer my hand and say thank you.
She will wipe it off on her overalls first.
Oh, then I'll stop and wipe mine.
And shake your hand. Now that I know one of these is going to be frequenting Absalom Station, I'll keep my eye open for vagabond parts.
Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, you all have a wonderful trip to Castrovel.
I hope so.
We'll try. Something horrible will probably
Make
happen on the way.
make a will save, Zinka.
A single tear.
She's beautiful.
A single tear.
She's all that you ever wanted her to be.
So you board. You can go straight from Castrovel from here. You've got space available to you.
They do. Hold on. I need to do one thing real quick. So I go and I pull out this bag, and I pull out these schmaltzy religious plaques. They have like this fancy script on it, and one of them says thoughts. It has a little symbol of Yomade on it, and I tack it to one of the weapon doors. And the other one says prayers. It has a little symbol of Desna, and I tack it to the other weapon compartment door. That's like, okay, we're ready.
Did you just name our weapons compartments thoughts and prayers?
Yes, so that we
did.
so that we can send our thoughts and prayers to all of our enemies.
And by thoughts and prayers, we mean ammunition.
Yes.
we
After
do.
it's been fired.
Isabel chuckles. She takes out a rag and
And they are the schmaltziest looking Bible bookshop plaques I can get.
I love it.
so you take off. So interesting thing about inter-system travel and your thrusters and whatnot. It's going to take the same amount of time whether you just use thrusters or drift drive. So
Yep.
So we don't roll the random % chance of
It's a one.
finding hell.
It is a 1d6 with the drift drive and a 1d6 plus 2 without,
Yeah.
regardless of where you go.
The way Zinka drives.
I will tell you that it'll be a 4 days travel if you just use thrusters, and then I'll let you decide if you
We
want
go
to
through the drift and try to have fun.
Yeah, and then we pull random rocks with undead death machines on them, and
But just
Undead
with
Death
the-
Machines
I'm
come with
I'm
good loot.
fine with thrusters. That's
Remember that
okay.
time you only had like 3 atoms left?
No, he doesn't, because he didn't have enough atoms left to make a brain cell.
That's what happens when you get on the drift truck.
Guess what? You're not Cell.
Oh man.
So you just use regular thrust drive.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the safest, and it's just going to get us there in
Okay.
the same amount of time.
Who
So-
wants safe?
Um,
Says the person with 4 axles.
We just got the paint done.
Right.
I'd like to keep it there for more than 5 minutes.
so you approach
Okay.
Castroville. It's a vibrant planet of sparkling blue oceans, continents blanketed with vividly green forests and swirls of clouds. As you enter the atmosphere near Qabarat, the city-state's aviation authorities hail you, ask for identification, and direct you to one of the landing pads at the city spaceport, Ship's End. As a matter of course, a Guard and Customs agent official briefly interviews you about your business in Qabarat. So, do you have any local, or what's your reason for visiting Qabarat?
We're here for research, actually.
Research.
Yeah.
You can tell by his bored expression, this is kind of like a formality that he's going to do.
He like doesn't even care. He's like, okay, whatever.
We're here to murder.
Any,
All right.
Hold on, I have to ask before we continue with the forum. Does this murder involve the Lashunta, elves, or Fomorians? Or
Maybe,
Formians?
maybe all 3. Maybe all 3. All right.
maybe. Okay, genocide, got it.
All right, well, paperwork.
Have any local contacts? Local.
Yeah.
we have the name.
Give the name of the guy at the university.
Okay, you're looking. His name is Waylos, Whalloss.
I'm sure we've got that
Waylos.
name at some point.
Yeah, Waylos. With the university, I take it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a research project for the Starfinders.
Yep. Expected duration
He's like,
of
yeah.
stay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
At this point, he kind of looks up. Like,
A week?
Oh,
It's going to be working on university time.
yeah. So
I'll just write a month.
That works.
yeah,
Okay.
a month or less. Do you have that specifier in there?
Are you currently importing any foreign life forms?
Not
No.
to our knowledge.
Nothing other than ourselves.
Okay. And he will look at you and like, personal firearms aren't illegal, but usually not viewed positively in polite company. I'll let you use your discretion.
Well,
As I'm walking around with 2 long arms and a heavy weapon.
Researchers. Enjoy your stay.
This is my data stick.
As I have an automatic rifle with a laser scope. Like,
Keep it in the backpack.
I have a static heavy repeater. I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to bet it's literally just a giant Tesla coil, and it goes nuts when I pull the trigger. It has the automatic
Miniature
property, which means that I can
lightning
pull it and...
Yeah. A repeater is generally a light repeating blaster in a lot of cases. It's basically a squad automatic weapon.
Well, it has automatic and penetrating, and it's electricity.
Yeah.
And
So you've seen like the Star Wars, like the one clone trooper that's got the big cannon he holds with 2 arms.
Yes.
That's a repeater.
But mine shoots lightning.
Yes, it do.
you will be
got this.
issued. You're issued travel papers to keep with you for the duration of your stay. Basically, your
Like a
research
grit-
visa.
Yeah,
Borderlands style and
research
like
visa.
blood paint on the side of my gun. It says "Dangerous Orphan."
Whose blood is that? Because that's new.
It was
Its
probably
previous owner, I guess.
it was probably the orphans.
So
Or the orphan's parents.
outside the
Maybe that's why
spaceport,
he's
there
dangerous.
is a Demaya Lashunta that's basically got a sign.
That's all like Pathfinders.
Starfinders.
Whatever.
The
Wrong game.
That ancient people.
Yeah, those ancient fucks.
So, even for a Demaya Lashunta, he's tall and thin, almost to the point of seeming gaunt. His clothing is a stylish blend of local silks. He positively beams with antenna-twitching excitement to meet you and show you around Qabarat. Welcome to Qabarat and to Castrovel. I'm very excited to be working with you on this project. Let me... can I get your bags? Anything? Can I help?
No, I'm good. But we're excited
Always
to
good.
be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very... you'll love the university, especially if you're into research. I'm currently in the xenoarchaeology field. Very fascinating. Some of you will probably be bored by that talk, but, speak with me later if you want to learn about xenoarchaeology. Pretty neat stuff. So he hails a robotaxi to carry you to the heart of Qabarat and the university. As the taxi winds its way deeper into the city, trees give way to elegant towers of carbon fiber, glass, and steel, each artistically sculpted to create a stunning forest of dazzling skyscrapers. As you go, he'll kind of point at some of the big, businesses. This is this is that, kind of doing the touristy thing.
I'm going to stand there. Cena is pretty much slack-jawed because she's lived on spaceships her whole life, and...
This amount of construction on
Yeah.
planet side is very impressive.
You've never been to a big city before, have you?
It shows, doesn't it? Well, how about I haven't ever been to a big city that wasn't a space station?
That's fair.
So the trees are one thing, just big forests. And then
Right,
giving
right.
way to this concrete jungle.
So I guess they get bigger if they're not in pots.
Yeah, they
I love it.
they can get pretty large.
Well, I mean, my mom had like one apple tree that she kept, and I trimmed it down so it just made fruit and didn't take much space.
Some of these
Yeah.
get rather tall, 20 stories, easy.
That's a really
20
good
floors.
I know what that means.
Okay.
As you approach,
Human-sized.
you start
floors.
seeing signs for the Qabarat University of Xenoarchaeology and Xenoanthropology.
I'll give you a Charlie horse in the other leg.
It's north of the downtown commercial district and consists of about 10 buildings scattered over a campus of groomed lawns and gardens. Wayless will speak with you a little bit. So I had the opportunity to take a look at some of the materials that were sent over with the Starfinder Society.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit out of my league. It's not information I was able to decipher. But I intend to introduce you to Professor Muhali. She's the head of our linguistics anthropology department. So let's see. We need to go to the Asma Karai Hall. He points over to this 8-story tall building where this particular department is. As you approach the lobby of this building, it is packed with journalists right now. Wayless looks, and this is unusual. Let me see what this is all about. Wayless walks and tries to push his way through these journalists to get to the secretary. He's having a conversation with receptionist that you can't hear because the noise is just too much. Doesn't sound like he's having much success right now. But you're kind of at the threshold of this building, journalists, Wayless, and the receptionist. What would you like to do?
You know what? I'm little and sneaky. I'm going to sneak between all of these people, just kind of work my way through the crowd up to where I can find kind of the center of what's going on, and just try to hear what they're talking about.
Absolutely. You want to make me a perception check? Man,
character sheets. I know.
God damn it.
It's been a while.
Oh, that's not great. 13.
13. They're not being quiet about it. The difficulty comes from trying to catch one voice instead of parsing 6 or
Right.
7. You do hear pretty clearly one of the journalists saying that, yeah, I cannot believe that one of these university's professors would defend violent xenophobia the way he did. I mean, you know, Dr. Alabian's 21-2 has been here for some time. You would think that he would show a little bit more decorum than, you know, suggesting genocide.
Genocide again.
We were joking about that.
Genocide again.
That was a joke. Like that was a...
So I will just do this thing where he's probably talking to somebody else, and it's like, and I'll just kind of like, kind of interject like the question, like, you know, just find out what this person said. You know, what exactly did he say? It couldn't have been that bad. And not, you know, his career, you might damage his career or whatever. Just
Yeah, is this the case of people taking stuff out of context?
Well, no, it was pretty bad. He quite literally said that, you know, he examined a war from nearly a millennium ago and used the cultural fallout from it to rationalize the genocide of the Formian species.
He wanted a war that was
It's like hearing so like jokes to death.
a millennia ago.
Yes, but still is defending the wholesale slaughter of this species. It's
What?
we're hoping to get some
why?
clarifying comments on this.
That's fair!
What?
so which professor was this?
Dr. Alabian's 21-2.
Not the one we're here to see.
It sounds like an android. Based
yeah.
on the name.
Not the one we're here to see. I feel like we should talk to them anyways.
They sound.
I don't know. I think I want to keep our Sheeran well away from him.
Probably not a bad idea.
Maybe he just don't like bug people.
Formian aren't. What are the Formian?
You'll want to
They're
make
like weird bug people.
a culture check.
Sorry, I was homeschooled.
Oh, not 20, and so 29.
So,
I'm as cultured as it gets right now.
well, here's the thing. Alabian's 21-2, and it's the name 21:2
Okay.
is the name.
Okay.
Your culture tells you that back in the year 21 AG, there was a radically anti-conventionalist scholar by the name Alabians who wrote several articles. The second publication he put out that year contained the famous line, "When the past is unknown, we must make a tradition of challenging so-called tradition." So you feel like that the name is a homage to that particular author and his works.
Okay.
So he's saying that because we don't know why we do it, we should just challenge everything.
Yeah. When the past is unknown, we must make a tradition of challenging so-called tradition.
If we don't know why we do the thing,
Question it.
we should.
And this was 18 years post-gap. Sorry, 21 years post-gap.
Right,
that he
right.
had put out this. So, you know, during a time when people did not know why they did
Yeah.
the things they did. So his theory was question it. Why do we do this? Challenge the norm and maybe do things differently.
We got
Okay.
a chance to reinvent ourselves.
Okay.
Take-
So, if the original dude was basically like, why are we doing things, let's challenge it and doing that, and something along those lines happened because of the lasting peace between the Formans and the other races on Castrovel. And this other person is basically being like, screw that, let's commit genocide. Like, obviously, the homage is somewhat distorted.
Well, we don't know the full story, and that's partially why the journalists want to get an official.
So what's stopping
Yeah,
you
and
from
if it
doing
turns
the
out that
interview?
this guy is totally a racist asshole, I'm sure that'll make an even better story.
They're always popular.
Well, now that you're a little bit closer to the receptionist, it seems like the male Karasha Lashunta that's at the desk is pretty much refusing anyone from being able to go upstairs, even this, Wayless, your contact, a student
Right.
who has every right to kind of go there.
This is your job. Get up there. Sneak
So-
up there without being seen.
You keep seeing the receptionist trying to page for support.
I'm going to ask
I need-
Wayless.
For the 8th time,
I'm going to
I need
ask.
security or
I wanna-
someone to please.
I want to ask Wayless. Is there a back entrance into all this?
No, we're on the ground floor. Her office is on the 6th.
So we climb.
Is there a back stairwell?
I can't fly yet.
Kimsey, the receptionist, said, "I'm not going to allow you to. If they follow you, then I'm going to lose my job." And
Okay, I understand. So we need to get the. Okay.
Hold on a second.
I mean, if they left, that would be helpful.
Hey, reporter people, look. Why don't you all back off, and I'll get the answers.
Hold
for you.
on. I kind of lean over. Can you pull up a picture of this guy on the terminal?
Which guy are you wanting to pull up?
The one they're after.
Dr. Albion's?
Yeah.
It's not the greatest picture, but
Oh my god. He's a contemplative.
Oh wow.
Yes. All right. Where is it?
I mean, I can try to intimidate them away.
Oh, no. We got this.
Are we making a distraction?
Yep. Remember that hollow skin I picked up?
Yeah.
Be a shame if they saw him outside.
Oh, is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, it gives them like a plus like.
It allows me to use my disguise skill to look like other species that are different sizes.
so go ahead
That's
and make
beautiful.
me go ahead and make me a disguise check.
All right. All right.
I'm a brain with legs.
Kill them all.
That's why I'm double checking on the holoskin.
This is
Kill
like
every single one of them.
the, like the worst cosplay ever.
All right,
Why?
all right,
There's a
baby
good
brain
reason.
Hitler. Jesus Christ.
Baby brain.
Well, they say that he moved
Little
to South
Hitler
America with his
having
brain
fun.
jar. All right. Oh crap, that's gonna suck. But I won't be close. I'm gonna be kind of like trying to look like I'm
But
sneaking
if you're
way.
far enough away though,
Yeah.
like they totally take like a distance penalty to their perception.
Yeah. All right.
We might get lucky.
So make me a. So what do we get on our
Might get
disguise?
lucky.
Just a moment here. I'm trying to find the stupid thing.
Math finder.
Yeah, I know. It's just in normal gear. Where is the normal gear?
This is the space future. Nothing is normal.
Right. Oh, here we go.
Let's see.
Um.
Yellows, purples, blues.
Oh, okay. So the holoskin just makes it so that the DC doesn't go up for trying to look like a floating brain when I'm a halfling.
So you're
So you get
making
a hologram that makes you look like a brain.
Right. So as long as they don't try to touch me, I can pull off the disguise. Whereas normally, if I were trying to look like a human, I'd have to have some sort of apparatus to give me an upper torso.
I need to be rail thin and have a brain the size of a car.
Right. Oh, that's not good. 10.
10.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're talking like other side of the plaza.
Yeah. Trying to look like a
Float,
contemplative.
yeah, float
Alright,
along.
So I'll be all like,
looking around with this brain, kind of looking around.
all right, so I'm
being
going to
all
turn around and be like,
suspicious.
wait a minute, there that MFer goes, and I'm going to point at him.
Okay, make me a.
He's trying to sneak by us.
So make me like a bluff check.
Just say MFer?
So apparently I stutter and choke, and then like,
You said MFer.
and then that, and then
I feel
that.
like it's reflected in the roll.
And then that Charlie horse kicks back in mid sentence, and my voice cracks because I rolled a 1.
Get that MFer.
So what's your total?
1.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's no wonder you're so paranoid. You're such a bad liar.
One of the reporters will say that's impossible. I followed him in here this morning and I haven't left since. He hasn't come downstairs or anything. They won't even bother to look outside.
I dance around in the costume on the far side.
Would
Anybody want to help? I say that telepathically because I now can.
A room full of Lashunta.
Yeah, but you can direct it.
Yes, you can.
You can be like, hey, just you.
You can, but oh god, this is a bluff, right?
Or how do you want to? I mean, alternatively.
All right, then what
You
I'll
go,
say.
hey, that looks like him.
Then when he says whatever, blah blah blah, I'll be like, look here, asshat. You're gonna turn around. You're gonna look at the little tiny creepy brain person behind you, or else I'm gonna have to make you look. And I crack my knuckles, and I'm gonna roll an intimidate.
Roll an intimidate.
That's gonna be a 16.
Okay, he's like, fine. I'll look at.
Yeah. What did I say? What did I say?
It's a horribly racist caricature of a contemplative.
Yeah. What did I say? Look, he's even dancing. He's making fun of you.
So
There's your news story.
So you've kind of got his attention. Is there anything else anyone would like to do to try to get everybody else?
He's doing an interpretive dance of the genocide of the Foremans over there. Look at him.
No, I'm like, if I can tell that somebody finally started looking, I'm going to just go.
I mean, you definitely see me making
Make my way
commotion.
towards the parking lot.
Anybody else want to throw
By the
something out
most-
to help convince?
I mean, if I were to attempt a bluff check, it's possible I could get a 0.
Well, you could use a different check.
I could.
What about you?
Is
What do
there
you
any
have?
nearby
What do we
computer
wanna
systems that I
do?
could overload to really screw things up? Anything electronic? I just got overload, so
Well,
You're like, oh, the computers are broken. Woo, woo, woo. Like, it
tell
doesn't
me.
help.
what do you think might help this?
We're trying to get them to chase after him so we can go upstairs and talk to the people.
And
okay.
There might be a PA system or something. It's-
Yeah.
Okay. I will look around for a
Dr.
nearby
Alavians
PA
has
system.
left building.
Yeah.
Dr. Alavians has...
Perception check. I'd like to see if there is a fire alarm.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
There's a big
we
red
go.
thing on the wall that says fire alarm, do not press. And you're like,
And you're in a building full of books.
We're in the lobby. We're not in the...
I'm just going to look for that PA system near the front desk.
Is everybody
20
in the lobby?
4.
Yeah, there's like a... Yeah,
Like
everyone's in the lobby.
all the journalists are inside the lobby.
Because the receptionist is not allowing anybody to go upstairs right now.
Okay.
There is some type of PA system if you'd like to leverage that. There is a
Or the fire alarm. I
Okay.
mean, the fire alarm is a...
Could do both.
That is a...
There is a fire. Leave the building now. This is not a drill.
Well, it is possible that with a little bit of teamwork, you might be able to make it to where the fire alarm only goes off on the ground floor in this room.
That...
Oh, there we
Building
go.
block.
That is a potential solution here.
I like that solution.
Look at you being all smart and telling us what to do as the GM.
I think that's going
because
to.
we haven't clearly.
I
figured
think that's going to
something
require
out.
some computer checks.
I'm throwing some options out there. Now it's up to you to
I
try
do have
to
some good
execute.
computering.
Yeah. So if you can make this fire alarm like just this floor,
Oh yeah.
we can. I feel less bad about pulling that fire alarm.
So make me a computer check.
Oh, that's all over the carpet.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. So from a distance, you're able to get to you're able to isolate, go into like a testing mode, and disable everything down to just like this room.
Okay.
Now,
What check is it to pull a fire alarm?
It's called a touch.
well,
Do it. You
it's
just
called
you
a
go like
touch
this.
attack.
You go like this.
So here's the other thing,
Yeah,
though.
just check. Scan bush. You got it.
If you
You got
want to
touch.
do this in such a way
Yeah,
that
this is
doesn't
gonna be-
attract attention,
Okay, so this is either going to be stealth or sleight of hand.
Or mage hand.
Ooh, do I have that? I do.
You have telekinetic projection.
I
You can like
do.
throw a book at it.
Oh my god! I forgot I can do magic.
what? Why do these things have
Oh
10-pound poles?
ships! I'm a freaking space wizard. What is magic? Yeah, you know what? I can go. I
We're
can
gonna
get.
get people asking for a "I'm a space wizard" T-shirt.
I'm a space wizard. Friggin' space wizard. Okay. I can go about 30 feet away and should still be able to. Should be able to trip that from.
Yeah, make me stealth or sleight of hand. I'm giving you a bonus because you're nowhere near the.
Sleight of hand is going to be slightly better.
Okay. Oh boy.
I'm going to use my once per day communalism. That's going to let me re-roll that, I believe. Yep.
You're psychically saying, "I'm going to do this at the same time as I sneeze." Do a fake sneeze. Like, no, that's not the right. It's not the right.
Okay.
phrasing.
That is a grand total of 11.
Okay.
It's not a 1.
So most everyone's kind of distracted.
Remember how we rolled all those 20s the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, that was
so
all of them.
Everyone's kind of distracted
Yep.
at first by his threats. But you pull the alarm. You start to see the lights flash. Everybody kind of looks and has
Finally.
that moment of, that's the fire alarm. Is this a real fire alarm? Or is this one we have to leave for? Kimsey's like, everyone out. 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 Everyone out. This is... Everyone
It's not a drill.
This is not a drill.
Even if it is, get out.
All right.
They kind of begrudgingly...
Okay.
That's what a drill is.
So when the last person
And the
leaves,
thing is, like, when they start to leave, they see this right here.
Across, I'm
Yeah,
across the way,
across the
kind
way.
of doing the obvious I'm sneaky arm movements, even though I'm floating,
They begin to pursue.
okay,
and
so
then I run.
and then I bar the door, so
Okay.
that if one of them's all like, "Hey, wait a minute,"
Well,
gonna
Kimsey
have
says,
to
what
get
are
her
you
back
doing?
in.
The building's on. That's the fire alarm.
yes,
can't-
we can turn it off now.
Bloop.
Yeah, so we're gonna need up there to talk to Doctor Floaty Brain.
Which one?
We just... Alavians 21-2 is the whole reason this... Wayla says no. We'll speak to Muhali first. We need to speak to Muhali. This isn't our problem.
Oh, the student.
Okay, well then we won't go
Yeah, the
speak to him.
student
We'll
says
go
that.
talk to
Okay,
the
well,
person
that's
we
fine.
need to talk to.
We'll
and
go
then let's
talk
take
to
him on the way
Professor
down.
Muhali.
Let's talk to the person we need to talk to, and then we'll talk to Doctor Floaty Brain later.
Well, he's not even...
I mean, I
remotely-
appreciate your opinion. Thank you.
I mean, he is the expert. That is why he's here.
Yeah, because the expert was like, "I don't know. Stuff is hard. Let's take you to the better expert." Yeah. Not so impressed with the part-time half.
How many of those symbols did you get?
So you need to speak with...
Bet you I shoot a gun better than he does.
Well, when we need
We're all
research
good
on
at
guns,
something. We're all
So-
good at something.
when we need research on guns,
yeah,
that's
see.
the person that uses magic to pull a fire alarm. All right, we're all good at something.
Kimsey's very thankful for the empty room.
You need to see. Professor Muhali.
Yeah, apparently.
Looks like her schedule's freed up for the day.
All right, thanks. You've been a doll.
You go up to Professor Muhali's floor. So let's see here. You get Dr. Muhali. Muhali! 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 As Dr. Muhali! Wayless leads
What are we
you to
doing
her
with our
office. The
lives?
door's unlocked.
I don't know, but we're friggin' space wizards.
As you go in the office is clean, roomy,
God, I could do math.
the office is clean, roomy, and orderly. A large desk stands imposingly before a broad window that offers a charming view of a nearby park, and a small table in one corner has a quartet of chairs arranged evenly around it. Near the door is a wide examination table covered with broken fragments of stone, many of which bear incomplete words or letters written in a spiraling text. Several tiny fountains throughout the room burble soothingly and shimmer with soft light. Before you is a female, Demaya Lashunta. She's fairly stern, having wrestled with off-world authorities to secure excavation permits, cut through red tape, and debunk fraudulent ideas, vigorously defended by stubborn fools. She's dark-skinned for Lashunta, with pale green facial markings and purple hair cut in an asymmetrical style. She looks very stressed right now. I've been on the phone several hours trying to resolve this scandal that one of our employees has caused.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you couldn't arrive here under better circumstances, but I find myself completely tied up with this issue.
What can we do to fix this? So we can get on our way.
She looks at you.
At this point, some tapping on the window.
Oh. Pretty high up. You could probably give me a stealth check.
Well, as long as she no longer looks like a floating brain.
Gonna need that whole floaty bit to get up here.
23, stealth.
Okay. At some point, you're able to lose them and make your way into the building and explain to the...
Now I'll just sneak past her. It's easier that way.
You arrive. Professor Muhali sighs and delicately massages the bases of her antenna. Well, you're persistent. That might come in handy. What the university needs right now is to smooth this over quickly, and Alabian's 21-2 is not listening to anything I say. He's not quite violated enough protocols to be dismissed from the university. Firing him would otherwise be good for optics. I think the media would settle for a public apology. If you can convince him to do that, I should be able to handle the rest.
Okay.
If you're really looking to do something.
I see. So
See what we can pull off.
So we need spaces to either give a public apology or do something bad enough to get himself dismissed. Which would you prefer?
In order to get her cooperation?
No, not
Just
to get her
so she has enough
cooperation.
time to deal with us.
Just to get her the time.
To get him to make a public apology.
Yes.
Or to
do
become fireable.
Or to do something so bad it would get him fired. Well, look. We've all made mistakes in our lives that may or may not have cost someone a career, a family, a job. a promotion,
This is dangerous.
the ability to get clean from drugs,
dangerous thinking.
the ability to get clean from drugs,
You know, a
house, an apartment.
maybe talk to him.
I mean, I feel
Just-
like the right to redemption
Just maybe
is a good way to overcome the mistakes of the past.
talk to him. He's just
Somewhere you just wandered into Iomedean doctrine, or into into Saranite doctrine.
I go and pull out a big old chain. On it is the holy symbol of Saren, right?
Wow.
And I tuck it back in.
I would have never took you for a religious man.
So, you know what? We all find the light somehow. Let's go talk to Dr. Floaty Brain.
And that's another T-shirt.
Oh my god.
So, Wayless will take you to Alabian's 21-2's office. Dust, debris, and discarded papers litter the floor of this disorganized office. A single chair stands in the corner, and the desk and shelves are crowded with books, scrolls, statuettes, and loose computer hardware. Because he floats, he could care less about how filthy the floor is.
Still got a path.
It crunches a lot as you guys walk in. Just wadded papers and just debris everywhere. He will communicate exclusively through telepathy.
That's fine.
He's a hoarder.
Well,
I mean, I get it.
welcome to the university. What intellectual conversation would you like to have?
That's awfully specific.
Well,
What do you got
we're-
against Formians? We'll be direct and to the point.
Nothing.
Okay.
Is this about the speech?
This is about the
This
speech.
is
this is
about
about
the
the
speech.
speech.
I don't understand why beings are so offended. Offense indicates a narrow perspective in the listeners. I analyzed ancient Lashunta army strategies against their Formian neighbors and concluded that the former's conditioned sentimentality inhibited more effectively destructive actions against their longtime enemies. The audience found my conclusion upsetting. Other species are endlessly fascinated.
So you said words, and I'm sure they meant something.
I'm trying to see if I can.
So
interpret
you're
that.
saying that you figured out why they weren't able to exterminate the Formians?
They were overly sentimental. The Lashuntas could have more effectively wiped out their opponents if they had a different mindset.
So, are you advocating this mindset?
Well, the past is past. What I'm saying is that it could have been done.
How did you state that it could have been done?
Well, just as I did now.
There's your problem.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. You used some words, and I'm sure they meant something, but I kind of feel like there are people that may not have known what that something was.
'Cause the
And
problem
obviously,
is-
those people may have misinterpreted what you said.
Yeah, because it sounded
Not
like
that
you
any of those
totally
people
just
are present.
said. You totally were just advocating for the genocide of the Formians. It's the way it came across.
That might be unfair.
That's
My-
what it sounded like.
That's true.
You're not good. You're not
but
good.
Well, I wasn't involved with the war, but it sounds like if you wanted
No,
to
but the
effectively wipe out your enemy, you would choose strategies that would assist you with it.
So here's the thing. You're either advocating for an entire species to get rid of their empathy and become mindless killers, or you're talking about the extermination of an entire race of people, neither of which I feel is particularly
Well, they
friendly
were-
conversation.
let's also keep
They were
in mind.
hedging their bets.
Let's also keep in mind that the people that you're speaking to live on this planet, and as I understand it, the peace hasn't been that long. These battles are recent memories to a lot of these people, so they're going to think that you might be talking about 1,000 years ago, but they're going to be thinking, my uncle fought the Formians. He shouldn't have had morals.
You might have inadvertently.
Your context was not communicated.
I feel like that is a failing of those individuals who cannot rationalize
So I have a
these
question.
things and separate feeling from fact.
I have a question, Professor. Who is at
Please.
fault? Who is at fault for not learning the material during a lesson? The professor who gives the lesson, or the student who listens?
Professor gives the information appropriately then.
If the professor gives the information away in which the student is not able to understand, is it then the professor's fault?
A motivated student should not require a professor to spoon feed them the information they need.
Are all students motivated?
No, the
Is
good
it-
ones are.
Is it your job to get people to understand the information?
I present the information, and what they do with it is their own.
Then what makes you different than a book? Why are you getting paid?
I hold more
When a
information
book-
than a book.
I'm pretty sure you don't hold as much information as the Infosphere.
That's not a book.
Well, if you download it on a Kindle, it is. My question is, I get that you think you're special because you can float and you are a brain. I don't care. And apparently
Many creatures can.
the giant swaths of people who are mad care a lot more than I do. What I do care about is someone I want to talk to is now unable to talk because you don't know how to communicate and you're so busy being more arrogant than a book and collecting a paycheck for that arrogance. I'm wondering why you're even here. Maybe we should just go talk to the dean and get you fired.
Because I'm the best in my field.
Uh,
What is it that you're here for anyway? Who is it you want to speak to, Dr. Mihaly? What is it that you're wanting to speak with her about?
I mean, I'll tell him.
Okay. Talking about the symbols and Halquim's expedition.
Yeah, we're talking this war ended 30 years ago.
Well, I reviewed the entirety of
That's
Zan's.
very fresh.
Yeah.
I reviewed the entirety of Zan's original notes early in my time here as faculty, and to my considerable knowledge, only Dr. Solstarny has studied them more recently. Zan's methodology was imperfect, catering to an uneducated reader's lexicon, fetishizing the exotic, and conveying a pathological love of the self-image as an adventurer, likely to earn money or as an elaborate mating ritual. As a result, his work is scientifically wanting and his conclusions doubtful. Nevertheless, his notes provide enough detail to hypothetically retrace his steps.
Well, very well.
But I am familiar with the individual you're talking about.
Okay, so are you capable of giving us the information that we need?
Well, normally,
In a way in which we can understand? Because I'm not a very motivated student, but I still need to understand.
Normally I could, but I'm currently on probation due to the weak-willed public's inability to process the logical arguments I posited in my recent lecture.
Well, then I guess
Until
it's
I'm
a good thing that
reinstated,
I'm
I
not
cannot
a student.
assist you.
Well, we have a solution then.
We do.
Well, it explained to me because Professor Mihaly has suspended me, and barring the unlikely intervention by a dean, only she can undo this.
Yep.
Well, you need to take this back to the same place that would the same place that caused this problem, and that would be in the perceptions of the people who heard you.
If the problem is with somebody's perception of what you were trying to say, you
Then
fix the problem by
change that perception. And a public apology wouldn't hurt. Actually, it would probably go a great deal towards helping. And then, while they're listening, you can provide the additional data that talks about that this was a historical thing and that you are absolutely not advocating starting a genocidal war against the Formians. And just say it clearly as if they are children.
And unmotivated students.
If you can't figure out your own speech, we can write one down for you.
You would like for me to apologize?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, we don't really care, but it's
Professor
your job.
McCauley has
It makes our lives a little easier. It'll make your life a little easier. I feel like there's not really a downside to this.
Professor Muhali has damaged my reputation. If you can repair that damage, you will have my undivided attention. I will.
How did she damage your reputation?
I am on track to attain tenure at the university in several more years, requiring practically twice as long an observation period as a Lashunta would, I might add. Likely because my ancestors are compensating for inferiorities, real or perceived. My assessors are compensating for inferiorities, real or perceived. This incident reflects an egregious stain on my record that challenges my advancement and scholarly recognition here. She must agree to erase this insult from my file. I've spoken with her about the matter, and her judgment is clouded by stress and emotion. If she truly cared about scholarly integrity, she would debate my assertions. Instead, she stoops to censorship in violation of the university's free speech principles.
So what, you want to challenge her to an intellectual duel?
No.
Because that's what it sounds like.
No. That's not.
Sounds like
I'm
he's
not
upset
su-
because he feels like he's been discriminated against.
I'm not sure I understand the point in making an intellectual conversation, an intellectual argument that can't be understood by people.
I will make a public
Full
apology
prose use it.
if Dr. Muhali will make 3 concessions.
What are those 3 concessions?
Concession the first.
Concession the first. What are you, Yoda now?
No.
Professor Muhali, cancel my academic suspension.
Okay.
Okay.
Second, she restore my access to the university's restricted collections.
Okay.
Third, she pardoned this whole incident in my tenure review file.
Okay.
I think you should consider which of those 2 are the most important to you.
If
I
they
have faith in you.
if they strike it from the
Really?
record,
Because I feel like you don't have faith in a lot of people.
if they strike it from your record, you will apologize, correct? You'll make a public
Yes.
apology. All right, cool. Walking down the hallway to the other office.
So you're going to Professor Muhali's?
Yeah, because
It's all ridiculous. And I feel like everyone is
we
acting
are
like
now
children.
the lawyers.
Have you ever met a
Moving
college
back.
professor outside of the student-professor relationship? Because this is how they act.
Yep.
Professor Muhali is there.
Hey,
I can tell by the look on
I
your
was
face
just
as
looking-
you've met Dr. Albions 21 too.
I'm sorry.
he's a
I'm
real charmer.
Very, very sorry.
That apparent.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, the good
And
news is,
Yep.
that's different from other
Yeah.
positive terms.
I was acutely aware of how many guns I had on me while talking to him.
Well, that makes you like everybody else around you.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is a gun-free campus.
Was
So
a gun-free campus.
I promise we have permits. Anyways, so he has agreed to the public apology.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
But of course there are conditions. He wants basically the incident wiped out.
From
He
his
doesn't
tenure
want
record.
it on his tenure record so that it doesn't hold
Well,
him back from
that's-
tenure.
That's difficult too.
yep.
It's 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 like swallowing an entire clip of this heavy static repeater on full auto. It's not easy to swallow. And that unintentionally rhymed.
Why are you swallowing bullets?
It's lightning.
It's a trick.
Because it's easier than your pride.
Yeah.
I suppose.
He is a very proud contemplative.
He is. He is.
You want to make a diplomacy check?
Yes.
I will assist. I will not assist.
All right.
Ooh.
So let's be reasonable about this.
I also cannot assist.
I would like to assist you, and I don't assist.
I blow a giant
boy.
snot
All right,
bubble out my nose.
all of you, shut up. Okay. I have brothers.
Yes, I think it is. I have brothers.
I
Let me
was
tell
the
you.
only girl child. You have no idea. Anyways, my diplomacy score, or my roll, is 23.
Okay.
Are we going to tell her about? I'm going to ask you telepathically. Are we going to tell her about the other two concessions?
I feel like those are the easy ones.
Yeah, because if he needs those things to do his job, he also said that he wanted to be reinstated and that he wanted access to the library that you cut off, and I would imagine that those would come back if he's able to do his job again.
The restricted
Absolutely.
section.
That's... Well, he had access previously. It's
Okay.
just...
Yeah. He is concerned about the real source of his grief is the length of time it's taken him to achieve tenure compared to the Lashunta. Although it's pretty obvious to anybody who's apparently not a hyper-rational creature such as he, exactly why he's taking twice as long.
Right.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet those student reviews aren't too high.
He might need this stricken from his record to have a chance.
If he'll apologize, we'll do it. That's...
All right.
So do you want to share with him the good news?
Sure. Yes.
Not particularly, but I figure we're going to do it anyway.
She
Oh, goodness.
kind of relaxes a bit and says, you have my thanks. Here, let me offer you something as a token of my appreciation. She hands you a Mark I Ring of Resistance as a token of her appreciation.
Damn.
So you speak with
Dude face McGee.
Dr. Alabian's 21-2.
Yeah.
You let him know what happens. He is also thankful that you were able to reinstate his privileges and get this whole thing wiped off of his record.
All right.
Anytime.
He will give you his recent earnings from a guest lecture circuit that he's been doing.
Is this the lecture circuit that...
so
It's entirely possible that this is the money that he earned from...
Right. Giving the racist speech. All right.
So
So he donated the
Doctor-
proceeds to a worthy charity.
So
Charity
what
being
you're
us.
saying is that he travels around spreading hate speech.
No, just explaining how the Lushuta would have been better if they'd committed
Genocide.
genocide. So, I have some advice here for you, because I kind of, as an outsider, I see what's going on.
Sure. I
All right.
believe I at least owe you my ear for what you've done.
So, I think the problem you're having in the school is not related to your academics. That's without question. I think your problem is in
The delivery.
is that you have not adjusted your mode of communication to the mindset of those that you're working with. And that I think that as long as, well, I mean, it might be worth even taking some communication classes. Because the message is lost and the research is meaningless if the recipients don't get it.
We'll be there to pass along the information once we're all done.
You seem to be students willing to listen to the information. Let us use our newly found access to the libraries to dig for those notes.
All right.
Let's
do this.
Sweet. Dr. Brain.
Yep. With his library access restored, he now assists you. He swiftly checks out Halquim Zan's original journals, a combination of image files in a long obsolete format,
eyes?
and physical notebooks that wouldn't require battery power during extended expedition.
Oh my God. Paper journals.
He sets
And-
to
and
converting and
freaking
digitizing
videotape.
them. Once he gets everything, this will take me some time to digitize if you would like to come back later.
I think I would like very much to come back later.
There appears to be a few gaps in the records, either because Zan has been negligent in documenting, or the documents have just been removed. I will also leave some annotations. So it takes him about 8 hours to do the digitization
Oh, wow.
and annotation and stuff. You will receive the equivalent of an email with all this information in it.
Made it sound like it was going to take forever, then it's like 8 hours later.
Well, he does.
I mean, that's a long time.
Hold on. Here I am, a brain the size of the planet. And what do you want me to do?
Fair.
What you get is a digest. You have the full version of the notes, but he also gives you a digest of these notes as well, which may come in handy at a later time.
They don't have perceptory organs.
So,
Oh, they do.
while he's working on that, you can check back in with
Sounds terrible in that
with Professor Muhali. She agrees to examine the language records that you found on the Drift Rock. She quickly recognizes them as belonging to a non-Elven language group found in association with a few known Elven sites on the continent of Ukalam to the west. Hoping to draw upon some specialized knowledge from her colleague, Dr. Solstarny, Muhali attempts to contact Solstarny in her office, at home, and through personal comm. She goes through all the contacts she has for Dr. Solstarny. Nobody seems to know where she is, which makes her a bit concerned. So she states that she's going to submit a missing persons report with the police, and she lends you a spare key card to Dr. Solstarny's office, asking you if you might have the opportunity to investigate her office.
Yeah.
Sure. So this office is where we're
In the
going?
building.
Oh,
Yeah,
here in the building?
Yep.
Okay.
She's actually, Dr. Solstarny is the last person to actually look at
Right.
Zahn's notes and has some experience, she thinks, with this.
Maybe she knows what's going on with the missing ones.
Yeah, so she's away.
Title music provided by Overclocked Remix and created by CFX. Find more great classic game remixes at ocremix.com. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.